Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another meal prep video. So this weekend did not turn out like I wanted. I had appointments on Saturday that ended up being canceled, so I had to do them on Sunday. Just turned into a big old thing. So I ended up not having a lot of time to meal prep on Sunday. So this is what I'm calling my lazy, no time to prep meal prep. This is what I wanted to prep at least just to get done to get me through the week. If you're new here, please subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload videos. I do meal prep videos every single week. Also follow me over on Instagram. I really appreciate you all so much. We're going to be making some oatmeal, protein oatmeal bakes. Like it was going to be one big bake and then I decided to do little ones and you'll see that here in a second. So I'm adding in 2 scoops of my favorite unflavored protein powder. I use this anytime that I am cooking anything. I think it works really well. From Pyure, I just get it from Amazon. Also added in 1 egg, a whole container of the unsweetened applesauce. I'm going to do a half a cup of lakanto maple syrup. I will have this typed out down below in the description box as well, so you can check that out. I kind of took 2 recipes that I found online and kind of combined them. I'm going to do 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And then I'm going to do a teaspoon of cinnamon. I love Thrive Market's spices. They have the best spices. This is going to be a pretty kind of sweeter, like oatmeal bake. It's almost like, it almost was like a cookie. I was a little disappointed with when I put everything in my tracker to see how many calories and how much protein it was. It really didn't come out as much as I thought it was going to be, but you never know until you try out a recipe, right? I'm doing 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I'm just going to do a pinch of salt. I don't really know what that is. I mean, maybe an 1/8 to 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So I just kind of did a couple small pinches of salt. And then I'm just going to mix that up here a little bit and just kind of get it combined before we add in the rest of the ingredients. Next up is going to be some sweetener. I love the Pyure granulated sweetener. You guys know this one of my favorite sweeteners. It's an erythritol stevia blend. I feel like it has one of the best flavors. It doesn't have that cooling effect that you get from some sweeteners. We're going to do a half of a cup of that. And you can definitely adjust it for your sweetness. I'm going to do a half a cup of melted butter. I forgot to show you what I'm using. I'm using the I Can't Believe It's Not Butter Light spread, and I just melted it in the microwave. And so it's just half a cup of melted butter. Going to mix that up, and then we're going to add in our oats and then oat flour. So oat flour, let me tell you about that. I just took some oats and I just ground it up in my blender. I thought I had oat flour, but I had oat fiber. I looked up the difference between oat fiber and oat flour. They are a big difference, so I could not use that. So I just took some oats, put them in a blender, ground it up, and then I got 1 3/4 cup is what I'm using of oat flour. And then I'm going to use 2 cups of quick oats. And this kind of got at Thrive Market. Use whatever kind you want. But both the recipes kind of talked about quick oats, it seemed like. Both of them, that's what they use. So I don't know if there's a difference between quick oats and rolled oats, but I used the quick oats. So 2 cups of that. And the mixture is going to start getting kind of thick, but not too thick. So to me, I wasn't sure if I was going to have to use any kind of almond milk or anything, because I wasn't sure how thick or thin this was going to be. So I was just going to kind of take it as as I went along. If I needed to, I was going to add in some of those. We're going to do a half a cup of reduced sugar cranberries or craisins, whatever you want to call them. I love these so much. So we're going to use a half a cup of these. Obviously, I was having trouble with that one, getting it in the bowl. And we're going to give that a good stir. And then, like I said, I was just going to bake this in one of my like 9 by 13 baking dishes. But then when I went to go grab that, I saw my little brownie pan that I can't remember where I got this from. Pampered Chef, I think. And somebody was doing like a Pampered Chef party. That's what it was. And so I bought this brownie pan. And I love using it for things like this. So I just put in, my little scoop was not working. I need to get a new one. So I ended up putting a 1/4 cup mixture about in each one of these, and I wasn't sure if I was going to have enough, but I came up with exactly 12. So way I tracked this was 12 servings to see what we got for calories and points and all of that. Like I said, I really kind of wished it had more protein. You'll see here when they come out of the oven what they look like and all the calories and whatnot. My plan for these is to have them for breakfast, and I think I will pair them with a yogurt so then I get my protein, because you guys know I like to try to get at least 20 to 30 grams of protein in each meal. So I was kind of hoping these would be 10 plus grams, but I think they came up to around 8 grams of protein, and they ended up being 4 points. I don't know if I could really lower the points at all, but these turned out really good. Like I said, they'd be a good snack because they're sweet enough, where I think they would be like a good like dinner, like dessert or something as well. So they turned out really good. So regardless of what the points are, they turned out good, tasted good. For a first time trying this recipe, I felt like they turned out really great. And so now I have my oven heated at 350. I didn't know what to bake these at, so I started at 15 minutes. So I think depending on whatever you bake them in, I think they would take a little bit longer in like a 13 by 9 casserole dish. But in this particular pan, and I think also if you use like a muffin liner, like little, cupcake liners or something, it would still take about 15 minutes, because mine were 15 minutes. So they came out to 169 calories for one, 8 grams of protein, and they're 4 points. So a little bit more than what I wanted. Next up, we're going to make some dip. So I'm going to make some cottage cheese dip. So I just put the entire container of the Good Culture 2% cottage cheese. Now, if you want this to be 0 points, go ahead and just use fat-free cottage cheese. I put the entire packet of ranch seasoning in there, and we're just going to pour this back into the container because, one, we can see what the expiration date is, because this is going to be as good as that is. And 2 is just, why dirty another dish and have to throw this away? It just makes a perfect receptacle. Oh, I completely forgot to show you guys that I actually put in some plain non-fat Greek yogurt. So it was really, really thick and wasn't blending up. So I went to go grab some almond milk. I only had vanilla almond milk, so I did not think that would go good. So I grabbed a plain non-fat Greek yogurt, put this entire thing in there with the cottage cheese and the ranch seasoning, and it came out perfect. So if you need to add in some almond milk, also, speaking of almond milk, say you want to use this as a dressing rather than a dip, just take a little bit out, add a little bit of almond milk or water to water it down, and you have some really good ranch dressing. So you guys, this turned out so good, and you saw the calories and the points there on the screen. Also, as usual, I'm going to cut up some veggies. Again, I don't have a lot of time for my camera and everything, so I'll show you what everything ended up with, and I'll tell you what I'm using everything for. But y'all know every single week, no matter how much time I have, I cut up my veggies. So here we have everything. We have our dip. I have our carrots and cucumber I can use with our dip. The mushrooms are going to be for a recipe later this week for dinner. The chopped up veggies, I actually have a couple dinners that I need some chopped up veggies for. I'm going to do some stuffed peppers, so I cut some peppers in half over there, as you can see. And then we have green onions, of course, for our salads. And then we have our oatmeal bake. So even though I did not have a lot of time to meal prep this week, I actually still made time to do it. This took me about 30 minutes. And this is just an example of how you can take 30 minutes out of your day to still get yourself set up for success. Prep something just to get you going for the week, and this is what I ended up with. So thank you guys as always for watching my videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.